What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 in the morning Eastern Time. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Top of the morning to ya. Had a little technical difficulty because I spilled my coffee all over the place. So sorry that I didn't appear on camera when it started, but I had to clean up. Big Shamage, what's going on? Early bird, get the word. What up? What up? What up? What up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Dr. Keisha, is good seeing you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Carol Black, good morning. Top of the morning to ya. Priscilla, good morning. Top of the morning to ya. Oh man, Frankenstein's, good morning. Top of the morning to you. Good morning from stormy California. I miss LA. Not even gonna hold you. Some days I miss LA. But you know what I'm saying? It is good to know that you are safe in everything, even though it's storming. Pam Entertainment, what's up? Make sure that you get the likes up and make sure that you like, share, subscribe to Pam Entertainment because she's trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. So help her get there by liking and sharing to her channel too. Morning. Good morning, Fahim. Good morning. Top of the morning to you, Gray. Top of the morning to ya. Top of the morning, Nikki the Gray. What's up? What's up? Top of the morning, Nikki. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My brother, Super Six Shot. What is up? AKA Rico, my brother, my real brother. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Torrin Rain Reloaded. Tracy Wood. Top of the morning. Justin, no. What is up, brother? What is up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. And Ricky Davis, good morning, good morning. Robbie D is always in the house. What is up? Good morning, my sister, my sister, my sister. Good morning to you. Okay, so today's show is I'm going to reveal the real villains of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What's going on in Marvel ain't got nothing to do with Jonathan Majors' character Kang the Conqueror. It has more to do with the real villains, which I'm going to talk about today. Mika G is in the house. Mika G is in the house. I'm Mika G. And Mika, I do have that clip that I'm going to post on here and on Instagram. You guys' face when I made that comment is hilarious. So I can't wait to post that. It is funny. It is hilarious. So, and make sure that you guys are checking out the Blurt AF from yesterday's show. We interviewed Mr. Tubi himself, Nelson J. Davis. Great interview. We had a lot of fun. Shout out to Mickey G and Blue for holding it down until I got there. You know what I'm saying? And then had a lot of fun. Make sure, Nelson J. Davis has like over 30 movies on Tubi, you know what I'm saying, and other sites. So make sure you check it out when we got black creators doing things. We always complain, black people ain't got nothing going on, black people ain't doing them, but when we do we support. So make sure to go check him out and get him going. I think I might actually give me a second because I might send this. I'm gonna send this over to Instagram. So give me just a second. I just thought about this. Let me get this set up for Instagram real quick. Don't care about the title because the title don't even matter on Instagram. And let me make sure that I'm live on Instas. Oh my God. Give me just a second. Just a second. Can I go live without no, I need they want me to get a title. That's dumb. Anyway, I'm about to go ahead and get started. I think I'm on. Hold up. What up, Andre Ware? What's up? Let me see if they give it to me now. Give it to me, baby. Let me just go live. It won't let me go live. This is the only, man, it's the only thing that I don't, maybe I am live. I don't know. No, it doesn't look like I'm live. This is the only thing I don't like about this new, you could go to Instagram, because half of the time it does not work. Anyway, let's go ahead. W Entertainment, what's going on? I'm here for the quality baseball hat content. You see that, rocking that KC? Well, I don't want to turn all the way around. I ain't cut my hair last night, so I don't want y'all to see my forehead. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing started. You already know what it is. Hope you guys are happy. Hope you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Get, but you already know what it is. So real question is, all right, this mug would not let me go. Like, literally, it would not let me go live on Instagram. You hit go live and nothing. Whatever. Skip that site. Anyway, so I want to get into, actually, since I'm on Instagram, I want to get into a video that was sent to me, from my man Pete Rock. The man Pete Rock is a Marvel fan, which is, I think that's awesome. Anytime that you get, you be, not saying that I'm surprised who's a Marvel fan, but when you see guys like Pete Rock and all these other guys, you know what I'm saying, that are, that you kind of looked up to as far as like hip hop and all of that, and you find out that they are they're Marvel fans, it's a little extra to it, to me. So I want to share my screen and I want to show you guys the real villains of Marvel. And it has nothing to do with Jonathan Major. I'm going to bring up still that the Variety article, because again, a lot of people tried to make it seem like that, that people were tripping. And it wasn't people were tripping, man. If you know these characters, even in the cartoons, they make these characters better. But then you find out that Marvel just hiring people that don't care about these characters. They don't want any insight, no nothing, no reference, no nothing. This is, and Blue has said this before. Falls on Kevin Feige and all the rest of them. So let me play this for you real quick, and let's get to it. These are writers. These are the writers for the MCU Phase 4. Listen to this.
In the comics,
I didn't read any comics or do any research.
I wasn't familiar with comics. I wasn't familiar with the movies.
We didn't lean into a whole lot of the history of the comic books.
Yeah, candidly, we were not enormous comic fans.
I wasn't super into superhero comics when I was a kid. I read a lot of like indie press stuff.
First thing I was told is don't read the comics.
Really? As a creator, they put you in a bubble. They don't let you talk about any of the other projects, right?
They're up for anything.
We ultimately decided to redefine it for the series and thought that it worked better for the story that we're trying to tell.
Did you ever read you haven't read the comic?
When the DVD comes out, I'm going to read a Thor comic book and just see where we went wrong. One of these days.
Very steeped in the comics.
I didn't.
Okay, so you hear various writers, the writer for She-Hulk, the writer for Secret Invasion, the Echo series, and Taika Waititi. I've already talked about it on with Taika. Taika didn't even give a crap after a while. He just didn't even care. You know what I'm saying? And for Black Widow, so on and so forth. All of these people say we didn't lean into the comics at all. I didn't lean into the comics. I didn't want to lean into the comics. And you wonder now, who was I was expecting on here was Ryan Coogler also, just for the way that they handled T'Challa in the Black Panther movies, because again, these people ain't leaning heavy into the comics, but they know not to kill the character. but Ryan Coogler decided, and Nate Moore decided to kill the character. And Nate Moore has came out and said that we don't want anybody who knows these comics. We want a fresh start. This is our telling of the MCU. Well, you can't use that and then wonder why your movies absolutely suck. Now, the Variety article that had to do with, why Phase 4 is the way it is in the Marvel Crisis problem. But again, now you literally just saw the writers of this say, hey, we didn't have any information, we didn't lean too heavy in the books, yada yada yada. But the name of this story from Variety was the Jonathan Majors problem. In this, if you actually go to Variety, it said the Jonathan Majors problems, the major Marvel shoes. The crisis of Jonathan Majors was and I said this. Jonathan Majors, number one thing going here. You know what I mean? And not the writers, not Jessica Gao making an absolutely crappy ass television show, that literally has nothing to do with the actual She-Hulk character. Because you can tell me you leaned into the character, but then you turn around and say, well, I didn't. We can tell. You made it more about, let me get back at these misogynistic, sexist men that don't want women in comics. Women have been in comics forever. It's the way that you handle the character. But again, they made Jonathan Majors the problem in the Variety article. You know what I mean? And instead of making good content that lean heavy into the comics, you decided, well, I'm going to make a show disrespecting the 70% core audience that goes out and buys this crap, that kept this, the crap that we're putting out, that's continue to keeping it afloat. And I can say I can say a lot of things about DC and the DCU. I did not hear any of the writers come out and say we didn't lean into the comics. We really didn't care. We were just told to make our own stuff. But again, they were trying to make Jonathan Majors the problem. And again, Jonathan Majors goes to sentencing today. So once we hear the information on the sentencing and then the appeal, then we'll come. Then I would do on tomorrow. I would do a story about that. Now, Tatiana Siegel was the one who wrote this, right? And then you could talk about all the things that was going on, but the biggest I'm talking about, besides this, the biggest thing that you saw on here was a legal scandal involving one of its biggest stars and questions about the viability of the studio's ambitious strategy to extend the brand beyond the movies and streaming. The most pressing issue to be discussed at the retreat was what to do about Jonathan Majors, the actor who's been poised to carry the next phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but instead is heading a high-profile trial in New York later this month on domestic violence charges. Now, y'all heard everything that the writers said, and I play it back. But according to Variety, the most pressing issue was Jonathan Majors. Not trash-ass writing, not honoring the characters that you're talking about, nothing. Again, Jonathan Majors was the major issue. And I told people when this article first came out, this had nothing to do with Marvel, this is why I honestly believe that Jonathan Majors was the focus. Jonathan Majors was the scapegoat. I believe wholeheartedly Jonathan Majors was the scapegoat. And the reason why Marvel decided to hold up on all of this about firing him and everything until a guilty, no matter how whack that guilty verdict is, it's a city ticket and a low-level misdemeanor. When we pulled up the video on Michael J. White on last week, and Michael J. White said somebody is trying to make him the scapegoat. Doesn't this make more sense? Let me for y'all to just now coming in, let me replay what the actual writer said. Let me play that one more time so you get a clear understanding of what I'm saying and why it's I'm being honest with you. As much as I want Jonathan Majors back in the MCU, because they did this is all making more sense now. Because of this, I kind of don't want them back. Why even deal with this kind of bull shenanigans when you can go to a company that actually is going to appreciate your talent? Let me play this one more time. And then for the people who's just not coming in, who didn't see this, listen real quick.
I didn't read any comics or do any research.
I wasn't familiar with comics. I wasn't familiar with the movies.
Now that's a lady for one. That's a writer from WandaVision. This is a writer from Shang-Chi. I'm gonna just slow it down.
He didn't lean into a whole lot of the history of the comic books.
Yeah.
The writer for the Eternals, and we all know I like the Eternals. I do, but it's boring. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. It's boring, and it does not lead into the actual history of the Deviants and the Eternals, and why the X-Men, the X-Gene, or even being a mutate in the MCU makes sense. This is the reason why, and Blue has been saying this. So what's up, Blue? The reason why Blue has been saying this, that even the multiverse doesn't make sense, because these people are telling you they're not leading heavy into the comics, and the scapegoat, Jonathan Majors. Let's keep going.
Candidly, we were not enormous comic fans.
I wasn't
enormous comic fans. This is Jessica Gal who made that trash ass She-Hulk show. When I tell you trash. Fucking what's the dude's name? John Cena as Peacemaker was 1,000% better than any of these movies and shows that came out. 1,000% better. And this a dude with a toilet bowl on his head, basically. This is Jessica Gal from She-Hulk.
Super into superhero comics when I was a kid. I read a lot of like indie press stuff.
First thing I was told.
Secret Invasion. Now, if y'all was here, if y'all was rocking with me when I was doing Secret Invasion reviews and stuff, trash. You got one of the most talented. You got Ben Mendelsohn, and you have Samuel L. Jackson. Two of the most prolific actors of our time, and you put them in some garbage, pale juice with the maggots rolling in it. And the only thing you say is, well, we didn't lead heavily into the comics. Why would you put something that's a comic book movie and don't lean into the source material? Garbage.
Just don't read the comics.
Don't read the comics.
As a creator,
Talking in the Winter Soldier. Now, I don't fault Malcolm Spellman because the show wasn't bad. The show wasn't horrible. But, you can tell that there was hindrance in this show. You could tell that there was problems with the show. It wasn't bad at all, but you could tell that there's some miscommunication with the writers, the actors, the storytelling.
they put you in a bubble. They don't let you talk about any of the other projects, right?
You know, they're up for
Echo. Echo was one of the okay. So I disagree with She Dressed Me. Love my sister, but I disagree with her because I said Echo is a show that you can lean heavy into the assassin angle of her. Instead of making her with these special ancestry powers that she does not have in the comics, they decided, I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna do my own thing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just do it. And it didn't make sense. And then you bring Kingpin in it because nobody cared about that character. But if you would have leaned into this assassin angle, Alias is the prime example of having a female antagonist a protagonist that you can do the assassin angle with, and it works, and people like it. There's still people that talk about Alias to this day. But instead of leaning to this assassin, badass assassin, they can mimic your moves and all of this, you decided to tell a story about ancestors and the Chickasaw people, which I don't have no problem with, but that has nothing to do with the character, because that's not even the character's background. You decided to do something that didn't make sense structurally, overall. You know what I mean? Instead of leaning to what you already have. So Amy Rarded, I can't be mad at her because this is what they told them to do. Hey, don't lean into the comments, do your own thing. So I can't be mad at them. This is Marvel's fault. The real villain of Phase 4, there you go right there.
Anything.
We ultimately decided to redefine it for the series and thought that it worked.
I thought it would work. It doesn't. It doesn't work.
Better for the story that we're trying to tell.
Did you ever read you never read the comic?
No, not at all. Why should I read one of those comics? This doesn't make sense for me to read any of the comics or Thor or any of that. I don't. What I want to do is make a rock creature where my rock creature is very annoying throughout the whole entire movie. That's what I wanted to make. And even though if you pick up a Thor comic, you don't see any of this in any of the comics, but when you watch my movie, you will see a character that is going to redefine your ability to keep your head on straight because you want to take it off and throw it out the window. That's what you want to do. Yes, it's a terrible British accent because he made a terrible movie. It sucked. And my British broken accent was better than Thor, the whatever that crap was that he just did. Terrible. It sucked. And we know it sucked.
DVD comes out. I'm going to read a Thor comic book and just see where we went wrong.
One of these.
Very steeped in the comics.
Again, the writers for Black Widow, I want to start it all over again. You see, all of these people are telling you, I'm not really deep into the comics. I'm not really deep. And then you're trying to do, like you said, Ricky, you're trying to incorporate diversity when you don't have to, because if you really think about it, the story will overrule the narrative or the agenda that you're trying to push. You're giving these people free reins to push agendas, to push their own interpretations of a character they have no idea about. And then you go over here and, we do the Variety article. And again, this is what they said. This is what the Variety article said. You know what I mean? But then instead of saying, you know what, we should get some writers who know about these characters. Nah, let's bring in Dr. Doom. So you can ruin Dr. Doom? So you can ruin you can ruin one of my favorite villains of all time. You can just throw him in the toilet. No. Now, again, this is what they said. At a gathering in Palm Springs, executives discussed backup plans, including pivoting to another comic book adversary like Dr. Doom, but making any shift would carry his own headaches. Not the writer. Again, not the writers. They have no idea about these characters that you're writing about. Not the writers. Giant the Majors. I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. Maybe, just maybe, and it's gonna sound weird. It's gonna sound weird. It's not gonna sound right. Hold on, let me get some coffee while I say this. But maybe, just maybe, it was a blessing in disguise that Giant the Majors kind of went through this and was shown the door of Marvel. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what the hell? He was the best thing about Quantumania. Why would you say that? He is a brilliant actor. Well, All of those things can be true. And at the same time, do you want him in a franchise that does not care about the characters that they're writing about, that they'll get, you know, in the name? And this is what another thing I don't like. In the name of diversity, right? In the name of diversity, you will get writers that are black. And at least Nina DaCosta likes comics. But she also really does not know about the character that she's writing about. So that's why the Marvels, as fun as it is still a bad comic book movie. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Good movie if the name Black Panther wasn't associated with it and the characters that associated with that Marvel character. You see what I mean? So again, Angela Bassett did not like that she died in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but it's probably a blessing to disguise, because why would you want to go into a franchise that literally killed a character on screen for profit to capitalize on the death of his star, but then turned around and William Hurt died of cancer. They turned around right immediately and recast him with Harrison Ford. This literally showing you what they feel about these characters and what they feel about their audience. You had a character like She-Hulk, who is a sex symbol, who loves to, I mean, this is what it is. She's a sex symbol. She loves being She-Hulk. She can sleep with whoever she wants to, and it doesn't matter. She plays into her sexiness and all of that. But in the realm of diversity and pushing an agenda, you wanted to push this toxic masculinity and all of that when it comes out as feminine toxism or toxic feminism. That's the way it comes across. You know what I mean? These are characters who's supposed to be related. This is why I love Marvel, and the reason why I lean more towards Marvel than DC. DC is the place where you got literally gods and humans. That's why I like the title of James Gunn's title. You know what I'm saying? Of his phase. Gods, because literally Superman, they wrote Superman so ridiculous, he can never be beat. He's too ridiculous. They love it. You know what I'm saying? They love it. Right? So sometimes I can't relate to the characters because they don't make them so humanistic. They just, and it depends on the writer. It depends on the writer. But I really personally got into Marvel, especially comic book wise, with Chris Claremont. That was my introduction. You know what I'm saying? To comic books was Chris Claremont's writing. And Chris Claremont wrote these characters where I can relate. Whether you're talking about if you're telling a story, with the X-Men, they had to do with racism or sexism or homophobia, whatever. You could do it in a smart and intelligent way by using these characters, you know what I'm saying, without pushing the agenda, but telling the story so it makes sense. Real storytelling. You know what I mean? You got Peter Parker, one of the greatest comic book heroes of all time, and he broke. You know what I mean? How more relatable is that? You know what I mean? But you have these writers who have no complete clue about any of these characters, and then they're just writing something. And then us as moviegoers, we're going in here and we're trying to enjoy something, but the real comic fans are like, what the fuck am I watching? Let's be real. Let me go and show you, because I didn't really do this, and I'm kind of going back and forth, and I'm doing this on purpose. Listen, did you ever see what Pete Rock said? This is what Pete Rock actually said in here. He said, they do not care about the real fans that know Stan Lee's stories. These people talking ruined Marvel movies. Fox and Sony and Disney has ruined Marvel comic characters by adding fugazi, new story plots, and twists people weren't feeling. This is very legitimate reason why fans have jumped ship, because Marvel was hiring anyone with no background or previous success before they got hired at Marvel to write superhero movies. This pisses off real fans who knows what time it is, with Stan Lee, Ditko, Buscema, Ramita Jr., Joe Quesada, etc. Phase 4 was horrible from the theaters to the TV series. Became very sexist and gender friendly, which has never been in the comics. They made the wrong things important. You strip Hulk of his masculinity and made him a punk in the movies. That's never been who the Incredible Hulk was, but you tamper with a hero like that, making him look crazy in Ang Lee movie and Ragnarok movie. Shaking my head. That's for one. Thor: Love and Thunder had real Marvel fans so pissed off how they, and again, that's why I did my British accent, because that British accent is better than Thor: Love and Thunder. Had real Marvel fans so pissed off at how they had the God of Thunder looking then drastically in front of millions and did a gender change to the original Captain Marvel, who was originally a man. First real comic has never had a problem with female superheroes ever. But when you drastically change a man into a woman, that to me was pretty alarming. Captain Marvel movie, or Phase 4 itself, I didn't enjoy not one bit, but I wanted to post this video to make sure I'm not crazy and what I said was really happening with Marvel stories. And that is not stories we know and remember reading as younger people. Marvel needs to hire directors and producers who are true fans of the stories and will continue to keep the torch lit for Stan Lee. They have put the fire out at Marvel in only a matter of time before we don't see any more good superhero movies or storylines again. I'd rather that than these new stories that they're doing with absolutely no knowledge of who these heroes are or their origin stories. How many reboots are they going to do before they tell the real freaking story with the F? Can't play with no comic nerds out here. We're not having it. We will cancel you. At Mickey Fat said, I broke. Yeah. So that's coming from Pete Rock. That's coming from Pete Rock himself. Comic fan. And this is why this is so alarming. And again, I always look at two things, separately. I believe that Jonathan Majors maybe got a blessing in disguise, because why would you sit there? First of all, Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Quantumania. I liked it and I didn't like it, because then you had the OG Ant-Man beat Kang. You know what I'm saying? With gigantic ants. You know what I'm saying? And then you made him disappear and all that. And this is supposed to be your big bad, and you made him look like a punk. You had the Eternals, who hasn't shown up in shit yet. You introduce Harry Styles and all these other people. They have not shown up in anything. You do a show like Moon Knight, which I personally liked. But doesn't show up in anything. You talking about, I got this Academy Award winning actor, Mahershala Ali. He does a voiceover at the end of the Eternals. Nothing. You trying to make a crap movie for Mahershala Ali? Like, literally, I can complain about DC all day. You know what I mean? But at least you know who the comic character is. The only thing I didn't like is that Josh Whedon cut the Justice League, because that was terrible. You know what I'm saying? But I know Superman. I know Batman's Batman, yada, yada, yada. Is some of the story dumb? Yes. Now you can go sit there and say some of that story is dumb. It's not dumb. You know what I'm saying? Some of the character choices is dumb. But that I know the character. The character's a character. So again, who is the real villain of Marvel? It's Marvel itself. I can talk about Morbius and how damn terrible that movie is. That movie's terrible. That's not a good example. That movie sucks. You know what I mean? That movie sucks. You introduce symbiotes at the end of No Way Home, and then what? You left a drop of goo in the MCU, and what? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China or anything? Nothing. So, again, when you're looking at Jonathan Major, you're looking at the story, and I know we want him back in that Marvel Cinematic Universe. He should have never been fired as Kang. I completely understand that. But if he completely has an opportunity to walk away from Marvel right now, I would do it. Just based on you had 7, this ain't just one writer, 2 writer, 3 writer. That is 5 or 6 different writers on 5 or 6 different projects. Why would you want to be a part of this mess? They don't even know at the end of Loki. They don't even know if Loki is the god of stories or Atlas, even though he has more in common with Atlas, who literally holds the multiverse together like Loki. They're still calling him the god of stories. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about. And again, you know what I mean? Yes. And then you can't even get Blade together. And Blade is the one, if it wasn't for the original Blade, you don't have a Marvel Cinematic Universe. Think about that one. But again, I said this when it came out. They wanted to blame Jonathan Majors. That's who they wanted to blame. They blame John. When you go back and you read this, is Marvel in trouble? It's not superhero fatigue. It's making terrible ass stories when no one knows the goddamn character. You know what I mean? But again, all of this, Majors. This is what the Jonathan Majors. Marvel is truly with the whole Kang angle. Majors. They're not taking responsibility on the trash that they were writing. It's his problem. It's his problem. It's Jonathan Majors was the main issue. Jonathan Majors was the issue. Jonathan Majors. You know what I mean? This is exactly what this article was made to shift blame on Jonathan Majors. And it was unwarranted. It was not fair. And again, my thing is, if it was me, I honestly, I know how Jonathan Majors as a competitor, as an actor, you said, well, I can personally, help this franchise out. You know what I mean? I can personally help this franchise out. I can do everything I need to do to make sure that this Marvel Cinematic Universe can work, and I can do this and the other. Man, and the funny thing is, Deadpool is coming out, and that's not the movie I'm worried about because of Ryan Reynolds. Because first of all, he's one of the writers, and he knows the character. He loves the character. That one I ain't worried about. But X-Men, Fantastic Four, going forward, man. Oh, Avengers, not Secret Invasion, Secret Wars, without the Russo brothers. You didn't have these problems when the Russo brothers, James Gunn, and those particular people were writing these stories. As much as I wasn't feeling Ryan Coogler's version of Black Panther. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be very real with you. I never really felt Ryan Coogler's version of Black Panther because they made it more about a kid from Oakland. They made it more of the Killmonger story, so I could tell this American, how it feels to be African American and be, separated from your homeland, and your homeland doesn't love you, whatever. You gonna make a documentary about that. Make a documentary about it and cast your boy Michael B. Jordan in there. But first of all, Killmonger and T'Challa, it's not even family. He's another Wakandan. And he feels like he can run the country better than he can. He feels like he can best him. And he's just as smart, as intelligent as him. They didn't even have to go this whole Oakland route to make black people feel. I get it. You want to tell this message. Do it in another movie. It's not a Black Panther movie. You know, yes, we all love the line, bury me in the ocean with my ancestors, because they felt that death was better than bondage. Great line. But I'm gonna be honest, that's not a Black Panther story. Sorry to tell y'all, it's not. And I like the movie. Don't get it wrong. Chadwick Boseman did an awesome job. Chadwick Boseman wasn't even the star of his own movie, because Killmonger actually had more screen time, because remember, T'Challa was in a coma throughout the whole portion of a whole chunk of the movie, so they could focus on Killmonger. Just saying. Yeah, Jon Favreau, you know what I'm saying, cares about the characters. I'm glad he went over to Star Wars, because he cares. He doesn't want to deal with this crap. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to call M'Baku mayonnaise because of the racist undertones. If you do it right, it makes it you can make it to be understood why they call him that. Anyway, what do you guys think about this story? What do you guys think about the video that I posted with all the writers telling you exactly who the real villain is? And do you believe that Jonathan Majors was the scapegoat for all the crap Marvel was doing? Make sure that you put it in the comment section below.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
All right. Gotta wrap this thing up. I gotta get up out of here. What are you guys thinking? Make sure to put it in the comment section below. I thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Mac Show. Tomorrow, I will be talking about the sentence of Jonathan Majors and what we're going to be looking at going forward. 7:30 in the morning, 8:30 Eastern time. Tell me again what y'all think about it in the comment section below. But again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe hard, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your Tuesday. Where is my outro at? Let's go ahead. Let's get this forehead to breathing. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Huh. Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.